In June, I rounded up my best friend since 6th grade, Jason Miranda, his dog Norman, and some camping equipment, and we headed out to visit the Alvord Desert, a place we have both loved going for a long time, though never together until this trip. What we found was a big old mud mess on the playa, so we changed our plans and headed for drier pastures. Ultimately, we just ran into one big rainstorm after another, so we stopped off to enjoy a meal with friends at the French Glen Hotel, where we met Claire Smith and Eric Horvath, who have been caretakers at Riddle Brothers Ranch on Steens Mountain for many summers. They invited us out to the ranch to have tea, and Claire promised to make ginger scones, which she did, and they were amazing. I made some Chinese ancient white tea for them, and we had one of the most enjoyable afternoons I've ever spent in the Oregon Outback. The conversation was delightful, and Eric pointed out 4 species of swallowtail butterflies, the most I've ever seen in one place. Our travel plans completely in disarray, we decided to make an adventure of it and traveled out to a place I had visited nearly a decade earlier, a remote campground at Willow Creek Hot Springs. We set up camp in the sagebrush, enjoyed dinner and a delightful sunset, and in the morning I made tea while soaking in the hot springs. Jason has never really been a hot springs kind of guy, but a morning soak in the dry desert air with a nice cup of tea was quite enticing. From Willow Creek, we did a long haul through Nevada and came back into Oregon at Lakeview, where we cruised north by Lake Abert on our way up to Summer Lake for some recreation in some of Oregon's most beautiful settings, with one really good meal at the Cowboy Dinner Tree in Silver Lake. One thing I really wanted to do on this trip was take Jason to some of the places I've discovered in the last few years of exploring Oregon. And one of those was Crack in the Ground, the spectacular 2-mile walk through a crack 60 feet deep in the basalt crust that makes up so much of eastern Oregon. We explored the area by ourselves for a solid hour before we started hearing voices echoing along the rock walls of the crack. It's much cooler down in the crack, making it the perfect place to stop and have some tea on a warm, early summer morning. We've been moving around a lot on this trip, so it's nice to stop and relax for a bit in this extremely unique place and take it all in over tea. We also visited the less spectacular hole in the ground where we put our 4x4 to good use. I'm pretty lucky to have a lifelong friend like Jason. We have our health and curiosity, and those always make for grand adventures, something I hope we continue to do for as long as we are able.